When Prince Harry broke his silence about leaving the royal family, the walls of Buckingham Palace trembled under the weight of his words. By lifting the veil on the inner workings of the monarchy, the Duke of Sussex, better known as Prince Harry, shattered centuries of jealously guarded tradition. A subject of global fascination and intense media scrutiny, his revelations, a mix of raw emotion and unyielding truth, cast an unforgiving spotlight on family divisions, institutional failures, and personal struggles. "It's time to tell the truth," Harry asserted, with the conviction of a man determined to rewrite the narrative with every word. The echoes of his departure resonated far beyond the palace gates, leaving a shaken monarchy facing its most public reckoning. The royal rift, once celebrated as the unbreakable duo of the British royal family, Princes William and Harry shared a bond forged in the crucible of public scrutiny. They grew up in the shadow of Buckingham Palace, and their shared experiences as sons of the future king and the devastating loss of their mother, Princess Diana, united them in ways few could understand. William seemed destined for leadership. Harry, the spirited and adventurous younger brother, was his natural counterpart. Together, they symbolized a modern monarchy, standing shoulder to shoulder against the pressures of royal life. However, the seeds of division were silently sown as their paths diverged. William was prepared for his eventual role as king, embracing the obligations of duty and tradition. The life of the Crown Prince became a carefully choreographed dance of public appearances, charitable efforts, and family responsibilities. Harry, on the other hand, struggled under the weight of the same expectations. The scars of Diana's tragic death left him distrustful of the media and skeptical of the rigid framework of the monarchy. Their differences began to manifest as opposing worldviews. The introduction of Meghan Markle into Harry's life became a crucial moment in their relationship. Initially, the royalty seemed to welcome her with open arms, and William and Kate expressed warmth during their early visits. However, behind the scenes, William expressed concerns about the speed of Harry and Meghan's courtship. Reports suggest that he urged Harry to slow down and advised him to get to know this girl better before committing further. What William saw as brotherly caution, Harry interpreted as doubt in his judgment and lack of support. This disagreement marked the first visible crack in their bond. Tensions escalated further during the preparations for Harry and Meghan's wedding in 2018. Reports of disagreements between Meghan and Kate fanned the flames. Rumors of conflicts over bridesmaid dresses and wedding logistics circulated, while the public celebrated a fairytale union. Palace insiders whispered about strained relationships and growing animosity. William was balancing his duties as the future king and a young father, and he seemed increasingly distant. Meanwhile, Harry felt increasingly isolated. By 2019, the division had become undeniable. Harry and Meghan's decision to establish a separate household from William and Kate symbolized their departure from the traditional royal mold. Official statements framed the move as a practical step to support their growing family and viable endeavors, but insiders saw it as a clear sign of discord. Harry's desire to forge a unique identity clashed with William's unwavering commitment to unity. Monarchy. For William, the monarchy was an institution that demanded personal sacrifices for the common good. He adhered to the maxim of never complain, never explain, and valued silence and discretion as tools to preserve the integrity of the crown. For Harry, this approach felt suffocating and, at times, complicit. His growing frustration with what he saw as the family's indifference to Meghan's struggles led him to challenge the very foundations of royal tradition. The divergence in their perspectives became increasingly public. Harry's candid interviews revealed a man grappling with the burdens of royal life and his need for autonomy. What once seemed like sibling rivalry had transformed into a deep ideological clash. One brother, rooted in tradition, the other, yearning for change. As the bond between brothers crumbled, the emotional cost became evident. Harry's departure from royalty in 2020 was both a culmination of years of tension and a crucial turning point for the monarchy. For William, this represented a betrayal of their shared responsibility to uphold the family's royal legacy. For Harry, it was an act of self-preservation. The rift between William and Harry became emblematic of broader challenges facing the monarchy. It was no longer just about their personal differences, it was now about contrasting visions of what the royal family should represent in a rapidly changing world. While William remained steadfast in his duty, Harry's break with tradition signaled a dramatic shift that left Buckingham Palace grappling with its implications. The fracture between the brothers now seemed irreparable, but the underlying pain and longing for reconciliation hinted at the complexity of their relationship. As Harry moved forward with Meghan, questions remained about whether their bond could ever be healed or if the division was too deep to bridge. Permanent era. Their divergent paths set the stage for the dramatic events that followed. Harry's decision to step away from his royal duties sent shockwaves through Buckingham Palace. In January 2020, Prince Harry and Meghan Markle made the announcement that sent tremors through Buckingham Palace. They were stepping back from their roles as senior members of the royalty. This unprecedented move marked a historic turning point for the British monarchy. The Duke and Duchess of Sussex, once seen as integral figures of a modernised royal family, now sought independence, a decision they framed as essential for their well-being and that of their young son, Archie. The reasons behind this departure were complex and deeply personal. Central to their choice was the relentless media scrutiny that had tormented them from the beginning. In a world where privacy was a luxury rarely granted, Harry was determined to break that cycle for his son. The couple sought a balance between their royal responsibilities and a life away from the relentless public scrutiny. For Harry and Meghan, as parents, their decision to step back was deeply rooted in their desire to protect their family. They yearned to provide Archie with a safe and stable upbringing. Above all, they wanted to shield him from the harsh glare of the spotlight. Tensions within the royal family exacerbated the pressure. Although Meghan's initial introduction into the family fold seemed promising, the honeymoon phase quickly faded behind the gilded doors of Buckingham Palace. Cracks began to emerge. Harry felt that his family did not fully support or defend Meghan as media attacks intensified. The palace's adherence to its policy of never complain, never explain, left Harry and Meghan feeling isolated and helpless. Harry found this silence particularly painful, interpreting it as complicity. The couple's discontent reached a breaking point when Meghan's mental health began to deteriorate under the pressures of royal life. In a candid interview with Oprah Winfrey, Meghan later revealed that she had struggled with suicidal thoughts. She described a deep feeling of isolation and despair. Seeking help within the institution, she found few avenues of support. For Harry, this was a stark reminder of the emotional cost that his family's rigidity could exact, a cost he was no longer willing to bear. Harry was fully aware of the parallels between the treatment of Meghan and the relentless pursuit of his mother. He became increasingly protective. For him, the constant media intrusion was not just a professional risk, it was the repetition of a personal nightmare. Meghan, a successful actress with a life outside royal expectations, was quickly labelled an outsider by the British press. Tabloid headlines dissected every aspect of her life, from family dynamics to her heritage, often with a tone laden with racism and misogyny. Their relationship became public in 2016. They could maintain control over their personal narrative. Financial independence played a crucial role in their plans. Harry and Meghan's announcement included their intention to forego public funding through the sovereign grant, a significant deviation from the financial structure supporting their royal role. This decision reflected their desire to build a life outside the confines of Buckingham Palace, free from the obligations tied to taxpayer-funded resources. The move was both practical and symbolic. It underscored their commitment to charting their own course. For Buckingham Palace, the departure of the Sussexes was a significant disruption. It was not merely the loss of two high-profile royals, it was a public declaration that challenged the institution's ability to adapt to modern realities. The monarchy's response was carefully calibrated. It expressed gratitude for Harry and Meghan's contributions while emphasizing their enduring connection to the family. However, the underlying tension was undeniable, and their departure left unanswered questions about the future of the royal brand. Harry and Meghan's decision also had broader implications for the monarchy's image. The royal family faced scrutiny for its perceived inability to support one of its own during a period of intense pressure. Public opinion was divided. Some praised Harry and Meghan's decision as brave and progressive, while others saw it as a betrayal of the institution into which they were born or married. The decision to step back from royal life was not without sacrifices, but for Harry and Meghan, it was necessary. As the dust settled, the question lingered: would their bold move inspire changes within the monarchy or deepen a rift between the institution and those seeking reforms? Their departure set the stage for a narrative shift that Buckingham Palace was not prepared to face and paved the way for Harry's decision to break his silence in the following months. It is time to tell the truth. Harry's decision to publicly address his struggles was as calculated as it was necessary. This was not an impulsive decision nor a hasty judgment. Instead, it was the result of years of latent frustration, personal reflection, and a deep desire to rewrite the narrative about his life and his family's legacy. For him, breaking the silence was not just about airing grievances, it was about reclaiming his voice in a story that had long been dictated by others.